Greetings, I'm Pillar Nexus, Ancient Gladiator, today with the first few rounds of Polynesia. I just covered it, so let's go ahead and knock it out. New setup for the tokens, but I decided to keep the tide cards, so trying to get both islands of an archipelago. Trying to get at least one mask and at least one tribe member per archipelago. And spending 3 resources to add another tribe member on the main island. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so explore or travel or populate or fish. Fish early and have resources to work with. Populate early and have more time to figure out how to get off this island. Travel early and get more people to the staging area. Or explore early. Expensive, but setting up those routes to make a difference. Let's try one of each with each of the players just to see how it goes. Purple is going to explore it. They're going to spend. They're going to go for this route, and they're going to spend 3 of their clams. And that is a clam route for them. Gray is going to travel. They're going to see that there's opportunities to potentially get off the island that way. So 1, 2, 3 for 3 movement points. Pink is going to populate. They're going to put out 3 more people on the main island. And teal is going to fish. They see the clam route. They're going to. Oops, they got short of clam. They're going to also take. They're going to take fish instead because I think the first player is going to keep fish going. So 3 fish. Alright. So now it's back to purple. I'm going to travel. We can get one person out here and not give them the opportunity to pull us forward. Or bring 2 people here and count on them dragging us along. That is a viable strategy. Gray's turn. They're going to either fall for the obvious bait there, or now that they've got options, they'll spend 2 fish and go for the route here. Make that a fish route for them. We'll see how that plays out. Pink is gonna get moving, occupy the fish area. Teal is going to set up. Is also going to take the travel approach and join pink on this island. Okay, that was everyone, and it goes back to purple. Everything with an X is now a 1. Purple is gonna set up another route for 1 fish. We'll connect that way. Start making moves towards the archipelago that way. Get that set up. There's still plenty of time to get people off this time bomb. Gray is going to give purple a clam and travel for their clam route. Okay. Which, why would they do that if they had their own to get further? Probably to set things up to go this direction too. Pink is going to go ahead and spend a clam and set up their route to try and go get that mask before anyone else can. And teal is also going to set up a route as well. Going a whole other direction. They thought about it. They want to try to make tracks for this mask. Oh yeah, there's a thing I missed. If you're not playing a 4-player game and this mask is revealed, it's removed like the red X is. Alright. So that's everyone getting things set up. Volcano. It's nothing to worry about yet, but okay, Greystone. So the game's going to go for, at the very least, 6 turns. Alright. If I say clams, everyone's screwed out of their clams. If I say fish, it hurts the person that's been hoarding fish the most, which is teal. We're going to do the bold thing and say fish. So, lose 2 fish. Purple loses 2 fish. Gray loses 1. Pink loses 3. Teal loses 5. However, all these fishing areas with at least 1, each of them is going to get 1. So teal and pink get 1 fish back at least. Okay. Okay. New starting player goes to gray. And then gray starts the turn. Alright. So, explorer, travel, populator, fish. It would help to have fish for the stuff that's coming up, it seems. However, I'm going to go ahead and travel. So, 1, 2, and then 3. Alright, pink. Pink is also going to travel and try to get people going out of here. Teal. Teal is going to set up a route. No, not yet. They're going to spend a clam and drag pink along towards the mask over here. So pink gets their clam. And finally, purple is going to travel 1, 2, 3 and get that permanent fish supply. It moves down to 2. It goes back to gray. Gray is going to set up 2 clams for their route. Or spend 2 clams to set up a route. There. They have a clear path to that mask, which will help at the end of the game. Pink is going to realize that if whoever sets up this route, the other player is going to drag them to the mask. So maybe we'll start utilizing some pressure of their own. They'll spend a fish and drag teal along their own highway. Teal will set up a fish route because they see pink doesn't have any fish. It's going to take 2 fish to do it. It's going to go here. They can just freely travel next phase. And finally, purple. Purple is going to go ahead and populate 3 on the main island and hope they can get them off on time. Alright, back to gray, and now X is 1. Well, there's the tricky thing. Is it worth giving up the fish for next turn just to grab the mask this early? I don't think so. Things are kind of looking decent enough as is that it might be better to just populate and hope for the best. Pink. Pink is going to set up a clam route. From here, we'll start getting further along. Teal is going to travel and take the mask. They only get the 1 move, which kind of sucks, but getting that mask first is critical to half of this objective here. And then purple. 1 to set up another route. Set up another clam route. Let's see. We'll just continue establishing the cheap exploration. Okay, so we hit the volcano. The second stone of the game is the black stone, which means the game is definitely going to be shorter by a lot. Okay. That means anywhere from 4 to 6 turns from now will be the end of the game. How fast can we evacuate the main island? Okay. And then having no resources whatsoever and seeing that the only resources other players have is clams, Gray is going to say, screw you all. Get rid of those clams. And then everybody gets their stuff. Starting with Gray. Gray's occupying a fish location. And that's it. They get her fish. Pink is occupying a fish, another fish, and a clam. They planned decently. Oop, wrong board. Teal is occupying a fish. And finally, purple is occupying a clam. And they still have their fish token. So there's another fish right there. Alright. Start player passes to the pink player, and they will start the next round. And I'm going to see where this goes when I get back from tonight's event. So I will report back on how this ended up going. But you can kind of see the just slow spread of boats and tribesmen and or tribespeople. The securing various resources, getting to important things first, being able to drag people along at the cost of giving them a resource, and ultimately the scramble to get out of here before it's too late. But yeah, I'm always open to rules questions if needed, but when in doubt, consult BGG. Yeah, Polynesia. This the way things move along in this flow pretty well is nice. So we'll see how the game ends, and we'll see you next time.